This episode is brought to you by Cruising Bears, a global travel community built on giving bears, chubs, and chasers the ultimate vacation escape. Visit bigfatgaycruise.com for details.
Hello, and welcome back to this Big Fat Gay podcast, where we love to talk about the things that are weighing on our minds. My name's Don Marshall. I'm a big chubby guy living here in sunny Hollywood. And today I am an excited role-playing boy. Wow. Because, I've got a new game I'm brewing in my head, and I'm very excited about it. It's going to be...
Oh, you're going to run it?
Yeah. It's been a little while. It's based off the concept of the Seven Samurai. So it's this great fall of former heroes come together for one last stand.
Hey, my name is Dan Oliverio, author, public speaker, and chubby chaser. And today, why the hell is it so goddamn hot in January?
It's fucking hot out here. What happened?
Los Angeles, after the deluge, has now entered a heat wave.
I'm regretting wearing jeans.
Yeah. I'm Trevor Keyson. I'm a super chub, and I'm a meatball boy today. I had a meatball sub for lunch, and I'm full of meat and ready to get rolling.
Yeah, you are.
And my name is Michael Willer. I'm a chubby chaser, and I'm a kitty cat catnap boy because I just took a cat nap, so I'm feeling nice and perky and bright. But also, we're going to adopt a cat.
Oh, wow.
Like when we get back from this trip. So
Hey.
there's all kinds of stuff going on.
Holy moly.
A quick thank you to our patrons on Patreon and to our various partners, including our newest exciting partner of the bunch, Cruising Bears.
Yeah.
Cruising Bears, they're getting ready for their mega rockstar cruise to Bermuda, departing New York on April 11th this year. And you can find details on the bigfatgaycruise.com.
It'll take you right to the website where you can book cruises through them. They work with Bigger City directly to make the bigger cruises, but they also, of course, have their entire own business helping book cruises for people in our community. It looks phenomenal. Cruises, I mean...
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Like, I love hearing about these things, too, because like I've never been on a cruise, but I'm kind of intimidated by them because I hear stories about like the bathrooms being too small or the rooms being, unfriendly to larger people. And in a cruise like this...
accessible.
That's going to be covered.
Get your accessible room.
And as always, you can support the podcast and save 15% off your order by using promo code BigFatGayPod with Bearskin or using our affiliate link to get yourself a Big Fig mattress.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's not forget, we also have our Discord available now and our newsletter.
That's right.
That comes out as needed because we don't want to drown you in things. That's why we do it.
No, I'm very sensitive to people drowning in things.
We're very respectful of your email inbox.
Yeah, but if you have any questions about any of that stuff, going to our Discord or our website, we got all the answers for you over there.
And before we get started, we also have our Valentine's Day episode coming up pretty soon, which we love to take audience questions, stories,
Sex.
Love, romance, sex, all kinds of
Sex.
Don's mind is in one place.
Those pills are really kicking in, aren't they, Don?
I mean, let's be honest; those are always the most fun. Like anything around that kind of holiday. But obviously, like we've had some very, very fun stories and discussions around your sexual exploits, your sexual questions. What do you love to do? What don't you love to do?
I like calling them sexcapades, Michael.
Or just your
Somebody should coin that term.
or just your love story. I don't know.
Yeah.
Stories, tricks, tips, and questions. Email or send us a voice note.
Yeah. If you send us a voice note, we'll use it on the show. You can put your voice in there, have your own inflections.
Wherever you are on your love journey, let us know. And with that said, bring in the penguins.
Yes.
I just imagine the Love Boat opening where it's all these penguins.
It's their cruise to Antarctica.
That'll be our Oops, All Penguins episode.
Well, no one was more surprised than I was when I found out that I was introducing the pop culture subject. But it kind of makes sense. So this is sort of out of Australia. It's an Australian news source about a UK personal trainer. And big news, especially in the UK, the personal trainer is fat. And she specializes in helping people who might be anxious or neurodivergent get into the gym because they want to get moving, but they have considerations. Mm-hmm. And so, of course, it being the UK, there is a lot of backlash on how immoral it is. Literally, I quote, immoral that a fat person be a personal trainer.
Jesus.
It's akin to a bald person being your barber. How could anyone fathom that working?
Or a poor person being a financial advisor. So it's which apparently not. I don't think anybody would use the term immoral.
That's
for
what
either
I
of
was
those.
wondering.
No,
That's a very
no, of course
specific
not. Of
term.
course
Yeah,
not.
and the thing with me is the bald barber is like what. Like it's just so like that doesn't mean they don't have training in styling hair. Like,
yeah, it's senseless. It's always
so
senseless.
the article is basically a wonderful dive into this woman's training regimen, her business, and apparently a fitness hunk was like, I'm going to check this out.
Joe Fazer has 2 million followers on social media for his fitness personality. So
His personality.
basically it was like, well, let's see what this is all about, and went and hired her and did a training regimen with her, and she basically was like, well, I don't typically have clients that look like you, but I'm going to just take you through the same kind of regimen. I would treat you the same way as I would treat any of my others.
Yeah, let me show you what I do.
And went through it, and he did a fantastic workout and basically proved what we all already know, which is that she's an incredibly capable and effective trainer. And one thing I love about her, though, is
also I believe it said in the article that he endorsed her. He said good things about her directly.
Oh yeah. He didn't. He wasn't trolling her by showing up.
Yeah.
I think it was more. I think for him, it's a win-win.
Oh yeah,
it's good crossover. It's a stunt in some cases, and I just love that she has her autistic ADHD neurodivergent identity that she uses as an entry point for people who might have that anxiety going to the gym, as well as you can be any weight, you don't have to let that prevent you from engaging with exercise and workouts.
Yeah.
So the influencer that went to her and did this video, I went to see okay, what is this exactly? And so he went to her, and then he also went to another bodybuilder, and there's a point I guess where he had them sit down and debate in that kind of garbage now influencer style. But what I find so interesting is I do not think they got into the fact that Joe Fazer and this other trainer that he went to are clearly on steroids, and the bodybuilder trainer was criticizing the fat trainer, and it's okay, but are we not acknowledging it's so unhealthy and all this stuff?
Yeah, it's very unhealthy.
Both of you are on gear, and what are we not going to talk about?
Absolutely not, because you look good, you are good,
and that it's so. I feel I don't know. I don't know what the word is. I mean,
hypocritical,
but not. It's not even hypocritical. It's you're lying to all these people following you for fitness advice because you're leaving out a huge part of how you get your physique, which I just thought was so funny and so hypocritical and just silly. But I love that she got endorsed by him in the end when it was, I think, going to be this thing of she's such a terrible trainer. It's no, actually she kicked my ass.
No, but it just goes to show you that it is it's a moral argument, right? It is immoral.
Yeah.
Not, it's so silly that it's completely based on looks and prejudice. It has nothing to do with competence.
And not that it makes fitness more accessible to people, just completely putting that aside.
It's immoral. It's immoral.
Either way, it's it's sort of something. I think it's a net gain for everybody.
I like that. Number one, she's featured because there are plenty of she's going to get clients out of this, and I think that's wonderful. And I think it's kind of a little pushback against the fitness bros who are you're not only you're a woman, but you're a fat woman. So I think it's a nice pushback on that.
Her Instagram is Rhiannon Cooper PT. RHIANNON, if you're wondering how to spell that. And it's a relatively small channel still, but go follow her. She's got some awesome videos. She's got workout advice. She works with other people, and I don't know, it's just one of those inspiring sort of feel good vibes.
Yeah, and I really do love the whole. So she has a guide for the sensory safe strength system, which I think is great because I think even just. The gym is so overwhelming.
Yeah.
Just at every sensory level. And then if you have other needs on top of that, where it's approaching fitness with ADHD of I don't know what to do. Like, what do you do first?
Do you have some experience with that, Michael?
My experience, for about a year, I was working with a personal trainer in his own personal gym because he was an athletic trainer, and that was ideal. And then, like, because of cost reasons, I ended up moving to a proper sort of full-size gym with lots of other people in it. And the difference transferring from one to the other, I walked into the main floor of the gym with all of the machines that I wasn't using any of. In my personal training, it was just free weights, like no machines at all.
And your body weight.
Yeah. And so, like, in the room of machines, it was like hundreds. Yes. It seemed like hundreds. And I was like, what am I don't know what am I looking at right now? This looks like torture equipment.
It is. It's sort of like, or if you're not a cook and you go into a Williams-Sonoma store, it's like, what are all these things possibly used for?
Yeah, like, this is.
I just thought I needed an oven.
Let me tell you though, like, when I had my trainer, right? I was seeing this. This was not his name. I'm giving him a pseudonym, but his name was very much like Johnny Angel, right? And he looked like someone that was named Johnny Angel, right? That killer smile, that lovely physique, and absolutely no experience of what it was like to live in my body.
Of course,
right? Of course not. Genuinely kind person. I have no flaw in his attempts to help me, but there was a genuinely large learning curve.
Oh, yeah.
In him figuring out what I was able to do realistically, and that sort of thing. And I can't help thinking, like, if I had access to a trainer like Rihanna, was that her name? Like, I at the very least, I would have been able to establish a baseline of trust with her faster.
Oh, yeah, because they look like you. Yeah.
Yeah. But all of the trainers available to me at the gym I was going to looked like Johnny Angel, super gorgeous guy, or Inga, the marine matron that was there to punish me. There didn't seem to be. There was no one like Rhiannon there. Yeah. Well, I would love that.
But it goes both ways, because a lot of people wouldn't hire a trainer who didn't look better than they did.
Yeah, that's fair. I would prefer someone who I believe understands my struggles.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah, same.
Different goals, different mindsets.
Different approach.
But you know who understands my struggles, Dan?
Who's that, Don?
It's our eagle, Dan.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Fat Watch 2026.
He's got a little free weight. He's flexing as he flies over.
Eagerly.
And this week in Fat Watch, we're going over to self.com, Self Magazine.
This is fucking phenomenal.
Yes. And we have a visit from Samyra, who is giving our vibe for 2026, which is she is done with confidence and she is choosing cockiness instead.
Done with confidence. Done with that, going for cocky.
Kicked confidence out the door when the clock struck midnight on New Year's Eve.
And I kind of like the rationale for this, but because it's this thing where, like, be confident in your body, not prideful, not cocky, but confident, but not too confident. Right?
Be confident as long as you don't act on it in a way that makes me
be tentatively confident.
Yeah.
Well, that confidence is almost like, because I didn't really think about it until reading this piece by her of like, oh, you're so confident. Mm-hmm. Like, I couldn't do what you do because, like, I would be embarrassed if I was as fat as you at the gym or something. Like,
if I looked like you, that would be gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I don't know, the vibe shift, last week we were talking about being angry, and I think embracing big mad and embracing cockiness.
She writes this article addressing the fact that confidence has essentially been co-opted as a thing that you sell to fat people.
Yeah.
So long as they buy it from you and then tuck it away. And if you wear your confidence loudly, that it's very confronting because, oh, well, you're too fat around me. Don't be so fat around me. Just go off and be confident because I want you to love yourself. It's also I think you find this in like chub chaser dating, where it's like, oh, a chaser wants a confident fat person, but if that person is too fat, they won't date them.
Right.
And it's sort of in that world. That's not how she comes to it, but it's still that same vibe of like, I don't want to be confronted with your fatness. I just want to know that you're okay with it. And she's like, fuck that. Like, fuck that. I am owning my sexiness and my power and my size, and I'm taking up the space in a way that is not just confident, TM at the end, but it's fucking cocky.
Yeah. Well, and that cockiness is okay for men, But when women are cocky, it's seen as arrogance. And she talks about her experience being, the only woman on a football team, being a fat black woman on
as a
football team.
linebacker. Yeah. Which, if you don't know, is like you're literally creating the line of very large, strong people blocking the other team from getting to your side. Like, really requires a huge amount of strength and size to be effective at.
But that football kind of teaching her the power of cockiness, and that just like sometimes it is that confidence isn't enough. You need cockiness to really be able to push through.
Well, and it kind of almost like saying confidence almost invites people to challenge your confidence in a way. There's something about like, like I'm confident. And then like, as she says, like every time she got hit, playing football, and they would target her specifically, and there would be two people on her just because she was a woman standing there doing what mostly just men were doing. And it just gave her the fight to she didn't find that fight in confidence. She found it in this sort of extra step of cockiness, of just like, I'm going to laugh at you when you try and take me down.
I think for me, I want to circle back to what I think Trevor said before, which is the confidence is quiet. Cockiness is loud. Yeah. Cockiness takes up space. Yeah. Cockiness owns their environment, where confidence, I am allowed to exist. You may do whatever you wish, but I am sacrosanct in myself.
You're not trying to be polite.
How I see it is, confidence is, you go out with your thin friends to the club. Cockiness is you go out to your thin friends at the club and you're like, no, that booth is too small. Can we sit somewhere else? That's cocky. That's nothing wrong with me. That table's not adequate.
Yeah. Well, and confidence is for other people. Cockiness is for you.
Yeah.
Because she talks about performing confidence, but that cockiness is really just kind of, it's not about making other people safe and comfortable. It's about making yourself safe and comfortable.
I like how she wraps this up with kind of like a rallying cry of be fucking cocky. And my favorite sort of paragraph in there, she has a few sort of examples of how she wraps up, but my favorite one is be fucking cocky, not because you need to force it, but because you've earned it, because you're tired of performing confidence for the comfort of people who don't even clap for you, because you're done contorting, shrinking, softening, and waiting for permission. That, I think, is the key difference.
Which to me also, Michael, sounds like a fantastic transition into our main topic.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this was fun for me to open up the email for, because I sort of had to miss our call this week. And so I was like, all right, what are we talking about today? And basically it's this idea of like cockiness and embracing vanity and like embracing the things about yourself that you really feel sexy about, and not doing the whole like I think it's hilarious you guys set me up with this, because it's very much that thing of like getting a compliment and being very bashful about the compliment instead of just like,
or making the other person feel bad that they gave you a compliment.
Or worse. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, or just rejecting it outright, or making it weird by over analyzing it, or going like, oh, I didn't realize like,
oh my God.
Just like, just own it. Just own it. Just own the things that you feel sexy about, that you feel confident about, that you feel cocky about, that you feel good about, and like kind of like give yourself permission to just say, hell yeah, that's right. When there's something about you that people respond to. I'm kind of curious if the four of us in this room have maybe a thing that was easy for, and a thing that was harder for about your physical appearance. Like, I think for me, I've always had a pretty easy confidence in like anything that's like chest up. Like, never really had any insecurities about that. And so it's a lot easier for me to send like a sort of tighter shirtless selfie than it is to send anything else.
Yeah.
And I think it's easier to kind of come across with that kind of cockiness in a sort of very specific context. But then once people focus on other things, it's like, it takes a little more work.
I think it's easy for people to focus on a portion of their body they find acceptable. Right?
Oh yeah,
and market that as being their cockiness.
That
right?
you've drawn, but
it's hard to be cocky.
Well, that's exactly right.
Narrow to
you can't. Cockiness, I think, is the whole thing.
How many? Speaking as I feel like I can point the finger at fat guys and say this because I'm pointing the finger at myself, having done this. How many of us when asked, what do you consider most beautiful about yourself, rely on eyes and hair.
I knew you were going to say that.
How many of us do that?
Oh, my eyes.
Just going to say.
Yeah.
Okay, so I find it very hard for me to self-pick something about myself I find beautiful, right? I need outside affirmation. I need something.
Oh,
right?
I totally identify with that.
So I want to, I'm a little embarrassed that I'm going here today. I was not planning on bringing this up. Over this past weekend, I had a phone sex experience that was unexpected, unplanned, very directly requested by a friend from the past who reached out to me and like, I miss you. I really need to experience you in some way.
I think you mean a sexual way.
Yes, but they are on the other side of the country.
Yeah.
And it's not really it's not important. I had someone reach out and say that to me.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Which one, for me, that's affirming, but it's still amorphous, right? They found me attractive, something about me. They liked being with me.
Yeah.
They want to reconnect,
Yeah.
right? So I start the phone call, and I, being me, am not going to immediately go into sexy time. I'm too embarrassed. That's not who I am.
First, we need to discuss the Klingons.
Yes, of course. But when we pivot into that, and when I guess I surprised him by opening the door a little earlier, he asks a question, and I leaned into it. It's not important.
All right.
When I opened the door for true sexual talk over the phone, he started talking about my body.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It wasn't just, here are activities that I want to be doing, which is fine. That is a active, wonderful, lovely way to express, like, these are things I want to be doing with you. He was remembering my body and specifically expressing to me, I miss this.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I want to hold this. I want to touch this, right? That was probably, we're 2 weeks into the year. That was the most affirming thing I've experienced this year, right? And that feeds my cockiness, right? I can't just pick my chest, like you were talking about, you feel good about your upper body.
Yeah, you just can't pick one
I can't just pick it and decide, despite the fact that every Gap commercial in the world tells me my chest is undesirable and unclothable, that I find it sexy. I am working against billions of advertising dollars to convince me otherwise.
Yeah, that's true.
Someone else giving me that affirmation gives me something to build on. Okay? So chasers, you want a cocky, confident, chubby guy? Fucking feed our souls, right? Fucking feed us. I can't tell you how many chasers show up and silently.
You have to open your mouth. Because there's so many guys that are just, that chasers are trying to do that. And there's like, turning their mouth away and just like, or disarming it.
You mean the chubs are disarming it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a very valid observation.
Oh, yeah. Or, a lot of chubs are actively hostile to being told, not a lot of guys want to hear, wow, I love your love handles.
Yeah. But guys, I've said it before, if they're saying it to you, they're taking a risk by saying it to you. Take a risk on hearing them.
Yeah.
Take a risk on believing them, and then start building your cockiness.
Yes, because I really get that, because I'm a bundle of insecurities and have always been when it comes to my body. And it doesn't matter how good you look, you're always that bundle of insecurities.
Yes.
And one of the ways I've gotten past that is I just stopped taking my opinion about my body as correct. You got to give up that your opinion is the correct opinion and everyone else is deluded.
Yeah.
I've turned that on chubs too. It's like, you have an opinion about your body. I have an opinion about your body. My opinion's more fun. Can we go with that for a little while?
Yeah.
So, and I've used that for myself when a guy will be into parts of me and like, I don't think that's not really my best feature. And they love it. And I'm like, okay, who knew? And that, you're right. Because that's when you get to be cocky, when you realize, yes, there's this multi-billion-dollar marketing machine telling you what's good and bad. But when your direct lived experience is people enjoy this, people enjoy this, people enjoy this. And it's just a question of who you want to get with and enjoys what.
I'll be honest, after an encounter with a person who is appreciative of my body, right? That feeds my appreciation of my own physical vessel, I have a better couple of days following, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's easier for me to carry that cockiness from that experience forward than having to make it up out of whole cloth every day by myself, you know?
I mean, it can be like a little reset button.
Yeah.
That's a good
Way of thinking of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's a reminder for what you know, but keeps getting buried underneath the detritus of the world every week.
And it's in that moment when you look in the mirror, you look at a photograph, which is usually worse, and you're like, God, I hate that thing. Yeah. And then you have to take the extra and go, well, but guys get with me anyway, or but some guys really like that. And all of a sudden, it doesn't become the grind that you just made it in your own head.
And I know there are some people out there that are listening to me say this and saying, well, that's you. I'm not getting that feedback every day, right? I'm not getting that feedback weekly. I don't get that feedback yearly, right? The first piece of advice may make it sound like I'm blaming you. I'm not, right? The first piece of advice I have is listen. Listen better than you have been.
I think that's key.
And listen to people that you might be dismissing, right?
Can I just elaborate on listen real quick?
Please.
Yeah.
Listen, meaning when those words are being spoken, shut the hell up in your head. Do not filter those words through a single goddamn filter. Let them hit you exactly as they are said.
Think of it this way. It's very easy for certain types of us, and I'm going to say me. It's easy for me to shut down someone else's compliment when they're talking to me and paying me something nice, right? However, that is not what that person is doing in the moment. What that person is doing in that moment is telling you something about themselves, right? They are telling you what they value in that moment and what they're seeing in you. Shut the fuck up and give them the dignity that you would want when you are expressing yourself in that moment.
I would say that in terms of like dismissing or whatever, you should do that to what you have going on about yourself.
Oh, that's good.
Because
if you need to channel
I
that
have
somewhere.
kind of done that recently because I've had things where I'm like, the big picture, I'm very confident about my body and, you know, the stuff, but I have like little things where I'm like, oh, a blemish or like a bruise or whatever. I'm like, oh, this isn't like, you know, it's this peach is perfect except for this, you know, tiny blemish. And it's just, we have to throw out all the peaches. But then I get such other positive feedback that it kind of erases all of my, you know, my fixation of this tiny, you know, like, damn, a wrinkle. Just like I will tend to obsess on tiny things. I think because there's other, you know, whatever issues with it that are, you know, just ongoing things trying to manage with my body. But just like telling myself to shut up. Is always wonderful. And I'm like, good job, me.
Well, and I think it's a lot easier to do that when your voice is not the only one in the room.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like you need someone else to fill that gap, which I've found this difficult to do, to verbalize specifically, because I don't know what it is. I'm usually a hyper-verbal person. I'm hyper-communicative. I will analyze anything for any reason with anyone. But once you get into that kind of expression, what comes most naturally to me is showing you, like physically showing you without any holding back whatsoever. And I've really been trying to teach myself how to also verbalize, because I think they're both important. And just relying on what comes naturally to me may not be sufficient if the other person is in their head and needs another voice in the room, at least at some point, actually overriding that one in their head. Yeah,
I use a combination of the two of those things, because it can't just be this, you're standing 6 feet apart and I like that. And like a lot of chasers are very good at putting their hands on chubs, but it can feel icky or it can feel self-serving. And so I think that the touch has to be not icky. Something I do is let's say you're holding the scallop of a chubs overhang, for example, and to me it just feels amazing and it's sensual. And the verbal is simply like, oh, look how beautiful you are. Mm-hmm. Where you're just complimenting, you're affirming that physical situation without naming a body part necessarily.
Yeah, that's the direction I take.
Not that that's bad, but again, like, wow, I love how low your belly hangs is not going to be heard nearly as nicely as you've got your hand there, you've got a big grin on your face, and you're like, wow, look how beautiful you are.
Yeah, that's the direction I tend to go because that is just authentic.
Yep.
Like it's just true, but also, at least for me in that moment, it's not like I'm trying to like start a discussion.
No.
I want something there to just confirm what I'm doing and the reaction I'm having. And maybe if they see a look on my face that they're like trying to want to make sure that like, yeah, that grin or that like glowing smile or whatever is like, oh, is that what I think it is? And just you can say something to really hammer the point home.
And if you don't say something, it could be read as embarrassment that you like it. Mm-hmm. And that's not what you want to say.
I don't know. I think there is very often clearly like they have seen the face of God in your fat pad.
Yes, that has happened. Yes.
Yes, that does happen.
I want to point out that while a lot of the language we've been using here couches the terms of this physical appreciation in terms of sexual or romantic partners, I don't think that's the be all and end all for our own mental health.
Quite true.
Right? Mm-hmm. Quite true. Having platonic relationships with chasers around me over the past year has really helped me find a more stable confidence.
Oh yeah, because we're way fucked up.
Yeah, just by comparison.
I think about it this way. It's like to be around people where even if you're not going to have sex with them, they still see beauty in you physically in what you do, right?
Yeah.
That appreciate you in ways that people who desexualize your body don't realize they're doing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That has been an incredibly healthy thing for me over the past couple years. And I would strongly encourage chubby guys to find more of those platonic relationships with chasers. And I would dare say, chasers, this may be a very healthy thing for you too.
It's tough for us though. It's really tough.
I get it, but it's possible.
No. For us, the hard part is that we're afraid that if we relate to a chub with anything more than neutrality, we're going to start something we don't know how to finish.
Even a chubby guy you don't find attractive.
Especially a chubby guy we don't find attractive. Mm-hmm. Like, we don't want to lead them on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing.
Okay.
That is a thing.
All right, that's interesting.
Like, because then for many chubby guys, it's like, well, I don't understand. We had this great conversation, but that's all it is. What are you doing? Why are you teasing me? Why are you like? Sorry, and it can be messy. This happens especially at events where a chaser wants to be nice to a chub, and all of a sudden the chub's like, okay, so when's our first date? And it's like, that's not what I was intending, and so it's a whole thing about expectations. It is the volume is way turned up at an event, not so much online, but it does apply in both.
Well, but I think, I think just community in general, when it's with having more fat friends, having more chaser friends, whatever,
all good.
Having people you can be unfiltered with about the needs of your body and the realities of your body, and just that it is not a, you can spin it into a very like a sex thing, but just that your body has needs because of its size, and that is you're hot, and that is just that booth isn't gonna a booth isn't gonna work.
Yep.
We're gonna need to get an Uber XL.
Yep.
Whatever, or just like there's a lot of me. I need help off this couch to just be able to have that and just be comfortable and not have to apologize. I mean, I think people are like, oh my God, they're so fat and so unhealthy. And can you believe they asked for what they needed? Like, it's so.
No, that is remarkably rarely the case.
Yeah.
No, I've actually talked to civilians about what I do and things like that. And they're like, wow, I never even thought about that. They're not lying. They really never thought about it.
Yeah.
Because they fit everywhere and all their friends fit there too.
Yeah. To the point that you've literally never had to consider it.
Yeah. Whether they have never looked at a room and noted whether the chairs have arms. They have never done that.
Is it possible to have cockiness without some degree of external affirmation or confirmation?
No, because no.
It is. It's just called delusion.
Yeah.
in general.
It gets,
Okay.
And I also want to put this in because there is a line between cocky and being an asshole.
Sure. Yeah.
And the example that comes to mind for me is because we were talking about giving chubs a compliment. And you'll notice that conventionally good-looking people don't do this because it will instantly earn them the asshole label. Imagine you go up to someone like, Brad Pitt or his civilian surrogate, and you go, wow, you have really gorgeous eyes. He is never going to say, yeah, I know. But I've encountered many chubs who you go, wow, you are so handsome. And he'll say, yeah, I know.
Okay.
And they think it's a joke, but it's actually a defense mechanism. And it's a particularly offensive defense mechanism because, as you say, Don, any compliment is an outreach. And when you joke it away like that, it's sort of a hand slap.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
It's sort of a hand slap. The other equivalent that is not quite the slap. There are three things that I really hate in responding to a compliment. One is, yeah, I know. The second is, well, that's so nice of you to say. Which is just, yeah.
Sort of dismissive.
Well, it's more like, it's not true, but it's nice of you to say.
Right.
The subtext is, I know you think so, but that's bullshit. Or it's nice of you to say, but we both know that's not true.
Or I'm glad you feel that way.
I'm glad you feel that way about me. Yeah, stop that. That's awful.
I'm still having a hard time responding beyond this stammering, blushing. Thank you.
That's fine. Thank you.
I think thank you is
It
great.
universally
Yeah,
works.
thanks.
And the thing that will stun you, I think, is the third other response I will sometimes get, although I haven't gotten in a while, is you will say, wow, you look amazing. Cricket. Cricket.
Oh.
Cricket.
just nothing.
They changed the subject.
Oh.
There is no acknowledgement that I said anything. So it's like, wow, you really look great. Yeah, I thought I'd have the veal. What do you think?
Oh, what do you do?
Yeah. It's like, I stopped the train. I pulled the cord. I'm like, I'm sorry, did you not hear what I said? Because we're going to have a big problem if that's all we can do.
If that's
here.
as far as you can get.
If that's as far as we can get, we are really not getting any farther.
Right. I'm sure that a lot of chubs listening have had this shoot into their head almost since we started talking about this, but it is disgustingly common for an interaction online with a chaser to go something like chaser makes an initial pass or request, chub rejects them for whatever reason, or doesn't provide whatever secret response the chaser requires them to, and the chaser says something terrible to them, calls them a fat fuck, and then blocks them.
Yep.
And which started with some kind of probably quote unquote positive advance of I want you in whatever, appropriate or inappropriate way the chaser expressed it.
It can be nice. It can be vulgar.
It could be anything.
But the point is they then take the rejection as the need to, detonate nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
All I was saying was just that it's horrible behavior. I wish it didn't exist, but it also has nothing to do with you, the chub.
And it's a double-edged sword because you're absolutely right. You're 100% right. And quite frankly, if it got done in three conversational turns, you did yourself a favor. You got them out.
Dodged a bullet.
You dodged a bullet.
Yeah.
Right? Don't need those people. On the other hand, and it's, again, not the chub's responsibility, that chaser has learned nothing, will do it 50 more times, and then wonder why chubs are so arrogant. It is ridiculously self-fulfilling.
I'm going to offer, all of this is true. Believe them. However, I am also aware of the fact that it isn't necessarily going to make you feel any better in the moment.
No.
Yeah.
This might, however.
No, definitely not. This is very intellectual.
This might, however. Remember, they are never going to attack you unless they're disappointed by your rejection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
is
like that.
The only reason why they want to hurt you is because they're hurt by you not returning.
Yeah, otherwise it wouldn't
Specifically,
matter.
I would even take that a step further because they got embarrassed by the power you have over their attraction.
Yeah, because you have the power and they don't. And
They're not used to that.
And so they try and take it away by hurting you.
Yeah. So
Which is incredibly
remember
childish.
that when they start making you feel that way, that is their response to their own disappointment. not you.
I mean, I always find it so silly because it's so just like, well, actually, you're not hot. And I'm just going to like, I'm going to go down the garbage chute and like, fuck you. Like, it's just so like
absurd.
And it's such an embarrassing way to handle a rejection and just like make yourself look so bad and dumb. And you have blocked them, so you have no way to really save face with it.
No,
The fragility of that.
But it comes
person
out of
is-
insecurity. You see it with men and women. You see it with gay and straight. You see it everywhere. Of this idea of like, I can't believe you're rejecting me.
I'm not ugly, you're ugly. Like,
You should be grateful I'm even talking to you. And I swear to God, that is not bounded by any sort of gender or orientation or anything like that.
Absolutely true.
I think it maybe happens a lot in the chub chaser world because chasers get to pass, and so they sort of just get this like stance that they get to hold of oh, well, if you won't have me, someone else will. Fuck off. And then they go try and do it on someone else.
That's clearly not true.
Well, clearly it's, and you know, by the way, if that's happened to you, if they've had that reaction and you had that impact on them, it has for sure happened before.
Well, and that kind of chaser is also looking for a very particular target.
Yeah.
They are looking for someone who feels as bad about themselves as they do.
Mm-hmm.
They are looking for someone who is equally shamed and embarrassed and guilt-ridden about fat that they are. You know.
And they don't want any drama.
I love that.
No drama and no games.
Yeah.
I love that. Like someone's ever read that and go, oh shit, I love drama. Okay, not you.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, do we have a tip for the day, Trevor? I think Valentine's Day letters, and don't forget to check in on our Discord to sound off on the possible rom-com movie that we'll be watching for an upcoming episode. So our bit for the day, I'm just going to do a quick little mini discussion since we're talking about vanity, right? I thought maybe each of us could confess. What do you worry that maybe you're a little vain about?
Oh.
And then I thought we would encourage each other by telling each other something I think you could maybe afford to be a little bit more vain about. You are stronger in this area than you even know.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around.
You can afford a touch more arrogance in your life on this thing.
Were you just set to like roast us and tell us what we're too vain about?
No, I thought it was. I had my list, Trevor. I had a list. No, I
Dan's
thought
like
it was.
flipping his clipboard. I'm like, oh, well, never mind.
And as for you,
No, I thought it was something that I think I should be more vain about, or something I wish I were more vain about.
You don't need any more things to be vain about.
It's a bigger work ask. You're going to have to compliment everyone else in the room today.
That's
Dan.
easy.
Does anyone want to lead off?
I want to hear from Dan.
Obviously, since I've misunderstood the question, please ask the question.
Is there something that maybe you find yourself maybe just a little arrogant in some area?
Oh, yeah, taste.
Taste, okay. You believe your taste is the paragon of all.
No, it is. That's not a rumor, Don.
No, I think okay. I not only do I think in a way that I can say it that is not insulting to you. I agree. However, I think that's a survival trait to most people in Hollywood. Like we wield our opinions as our swords and shields. That's how we make our living in this world. So it's hard it's hard for us to discount our opinions on these things.
Well, and many of us make our money on our opinions.
Exactly.
As I do, I think you do. People pay you to have an opinion.
This is true. Okay, gentlemen, now comes the fun part. What do you think Dan is? What area could he actually be a little bit more arrogant? Where is he stronger than he knows?
I mean, I have something.
Do you?
Well, no, just because I like the podcast. Because there's so many times where Dan is promoting himself about something, and I'm like, and you do the podcast. We've been doing this forever. And like, he's like, oh yeah, I guess
I do do it. I guess I do
like
do
it's
that.
like we've been doing this in
5 years.
2020.
Yeah.
I've got one, maybe similar to that, but I think it's more specific in like, I think you are incredibly capable of giving advice tailored to the individual who's come to you for advice. Like so many people who give advice, it's always through the lens of their own ego. It's always through the lens of, well, I'm correct about this, and therefore here's what I've prescribed for you. But I think you are able to pick out what that person is actually dealing with and provide. Like I've had people write to me saying that they've talked to you about something that changed their life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, literally that happened yesterday.
I have heard that from multiple people as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with all this. So Dan, of the people in this room, I think maybe I know the way you see yourself the least, right? I think Trevor and Michael both have a better grip on how you see yourself.
Yeah.
I think my perception of you is that you don't necessarily like being empathic and being, I think that you would like to close the door more often on pain that you see around yourself. But the fact that you do not do so, to me, speaks volumes of your true empathy.
And that's not far wrong. That happened to me, only this morning.
That would be my 2 cents.
Yeah, thank you.
Anything more about Dan before we move on? Or
We could keep talking about me. It's fine.
He's feeling cocky now.
This is great. Give it Calvin.
I'll go next.
What do you feel?
I don't know, because I feel like very often I'm very just like in my own head about stuff. And
Yeah,
like,
I'm
stupid piece of
struggling
shit. But I feel like I'm often like, because I will like feel cute, and I'm like, maybe like I'm not as cute as I think I am, but like maybe I am, and I feel like I don't know. That's like my cuteness.
Cuteness is something
that I'm vain about. Oh, but I'm like maybe I'm not cute. Maybe I am just a little garbage boy.
No, you're right. You are.
Trevor, I hate to break it to you, but
indefatigably cute.
you are in fact incredibly cute.
No, but like I think there's something you said in many years ago. It's like that, for example, in clothing. You know, you look good in anything a 5-year-old would look good in. I mean, overalls.
is that why you have an entire wardrobe from Oshkosh Bagosh?
Exactly, yeah. And the thing is, while that, I don't mean that to sound condescending or infantilizing, but it is just a testimony that you can kind of do anything and you look cute. You're just cute. You're just fucking cute. Let's go upstairs now.
I think one thing that's sort of surprised me over the years, and maybe this is partially tying into me like understanding myself better and then sort of relating to you in different ways as because we've known each other for
decades,
12 years,
something like
now.
that.
Yeah. Getting an understanding of how you deal with anxiety helped me realize, because I had this narrative for myself for a long time that like, well, I've dealt with depression a number of times, but thankfully I don't ever deal with anxiety, which is a full-blown delusion. That was like not true at all. And I think in you talking about what you've dealt with before helped me understand like, oh, that's what that can look like. I do experience that. And then helped like open the door for me of like, okay. So I guess the point is like, even though I think you consider yourself to be fairly like reserved or quiet, the times that you have chosen to share about things that you've dealt with have helped me immensely. And that was a particular example, is just like, oh, I do have anxiety and it's actually helpful for me to know that. And now I can move through the world easier because I can now manage it.
Trevor, I think you're not wrong when you talk about cuteness. I think cute is kind of one of your superpowers, right? In that I think that you have a capacity for seriousness and serious content that you occasionally wrap in cute and make it super easy for people to digest. Does that make any kind of sense?
No, I mean,
you can take the intimidating and make it approachable.
It's the after-school special approach of
yeah.
We're going to skateboard through time and meet Martin Luther King Jr. as a kid, and then
that's
time travel adventures.
Really important gift that I think should not be dismissed. You know, that allows you to go places and to approach topics and deliver ideas that the rest of us whiff on consistently, I think. So I just want to make sure that doesn't get swept under the rug. When you say cute, yeah. I think it's a hell of a tool.
Is it me? Is it me now?
Yes.
Is it me now? I would love to see you be far more cocky and even arrogant about how good a writer you are.
Yeah. Snaps. Yeah. 100%.
I think you toil a lot with it, and I don't think you give yourself enough credit for how good you are. And I would like you to push yourself because, like, I'm goddamn better than this. I'm going to do this and that and the other thing.
I completely. So I don't know if listeners remember I think it was about 2 years ago. I pitched a movie idea. We were doing like fat stories, and I had an idea of kid who loves UFOs, and there's other stuff involved. And Trevor was like, "Oh, that sounds great." Well, we've been working on that. We wrote an outline with another friend of ours, and Trevor's been writing the actual script for it. And I feel kind of useless each week when we do like our review of, okay, here are the new pages and like, what do we think?
And by new pages, you mean this is stuff Trevor has churned out for the two of you to read.
Yeah, exactly. So like we have the outline, he's following it and adding his own things along the way and actually like writing, the whole script. And I am enjoying it so much that I sort of forget that I'm supposed to be like providing feedback of some type. And so I sort of just like read it and like, I thought it was great. And I love like this moment made me laugh and this moment made me like you, I think anyway, the details are probably beyond the scope of this discussion, but fully agree with that assessment.
Thank y'all.
Yeah. I think I have a good one to end on. I don't know if you want to go next.
Sure. I think my vanity is I take a lot of solace in my ability to intellectualize, right? I wrap my brain around everything. So I think I tend to maybe overestimate my own intellect and the ability to deal with anything mentally head on, right?
Can I give you a redirect
I can
on
be
that?
vain about that. Let me rephrase that. Yes.
I think my redirect for you would be that I have seen you many, 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 many times bend over backwards, mentally speaking, to understand someone's point of view. If they're not explaining it well enough, you take what they've explained, restate it with your own understanding, your intellect, ask them if that's correct, and then basically help people work out the way that they're trying to express themselves so that you can get it, actually, which is a monumental amount of effort that most people do not put into understanding.
Nobody does that. They should. But and it's actually, if you think about it, it's mirroring, right? It's to be able to say the thing back to the person such that they go, yes, that. Mm-hmm. Like, and that's what you're laboring to do when, they're not so good at communicating in the first place.
The amount of like applied mental effort and acumen to understand someone else's point of view, particularly if it's not, you don't share that point of view, is like a superpower.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have something I would love to see you more arrogant about. And I use the word arrogant because I want to turn the dial up to 11, like with Trevor in the writing. I want you to be goddamn cocky about your body.
I mean, that's what I was actually going to say the same thing.
And I think the intellectualism is, you're so used to using that as your calling card with the world. And it's like, can you just put that away for a minute and use your body? No. Because you can have both. But I'm just saying, sometimes you never get around to the body. And your body is amazing. And oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see Don is in his himbo era.
Yes,
in 2026.
No.
Give your brain a break, damn it.
Well, that's it, because the himbo is not just somebody who's physically attractive in that way, but the himbo is also like kind of what makes the himbo cute is that he's a little dumb. And I'm not telling you to be dumb. I'm not telling you to be that. But I'm saying, wouldn't it be a fun adventure for, young little Don Marshall to be the himbo instead of the brainiac?
God, hell yes.
Wouldn't that be fun for like half an hour?
How does one change that channel? Jesus.
I mean, so Steve Urkel built a machine that he turned him into Stefan.
Oh yeah, you need to be Stefan.
Yeah,
at least for an hour.
Instead of Don, it's Don.
I think that would be just such a wonderful, because you're an actor and you could take on that role, and I think it would be so fun for you to do that, for half an hour at an event.
No, it's not. It's Donnie.
Donnie.
It's
Donnie.
Boy.
Yeah, it's
That's
Donnie.
scary, but it's interesting. It's an interesting idea.
Yeah.
I'm rolling it over.
You're allowed to intellectualize it afterwards.
Absolutely. Damn it. Like you could stop him.
Well, thank you all. That was lovely. Michael.
So this weirdly, I have had this actual conversation somehow in actual real life. So when I first moved to LA, this is a good 15 years ago. I lived with two hot young actors. I was 21, one was 23, and one was 24. Like, all young 20s, they spent every single day in the gym. They were, very typical LA hot young leading men wannabes. And I was me. And there was weird sexual pitting people against each other because the group that most of us ran in was a lot of gay guys. And so they kind of looked at our apartment of three, hot young 20-somethings as like, basically the eye candy of the group, which was very creepy and
What
weird.
was eye candy of the group?
Just the three of us.
The three of us.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, but I wasn't an actor. I wasn't trying to go down that road. So
that just made it hotter.
well, there was
He's the smart one.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I knew that's
Of
definitely
the Charlie's
No,
Angels.
there's always one smart, cute one.
That's right.
He puts on his glasses.
In Zoolander, it was Zoolander.
Yeah.
So there was a point, this is so weird and gross, but there was a point where it was the three of us and we were all hanging out, and I think they were both literally shirtless and, doing like pull-ups on this is literally how that apartment operated. And they were like, Eric, fuck it, who cares if everyone knows their name? Eric was like, oh yeah, my pecs I think are my best asset. I think my pecs are better than both of yours. Uh-huh. And then the other guy, Joey, was like, well, I forget what he said. He probably said biceps or something. And they were like, well, Michael, what do you think is better than the two of us? And they're these two literally like
gods.
8-pack abs. And like, I've never been that in my life. I think I have my own, advantages
Charms,
and whatever.
Yeah.
And I thought for about a half a second, and then I said my face.
Oh.
With absolute confidence.
Yeah.
And there was something kind of amazing about it because they can do whatever they want to change the rest of their bodies, but their faces are going to be the same.
Well, that's where
And
surgery
so there
comes in.
was something kind of vain about that, but it was also very satisfying because they like set me up to basically have nothing to say back to them. And I felt like, I've got you. So that was,
I love that.
That's my vain moment.
It came out pressed against the wall for self-defense. Yeah. I guess the follow-up is, what would we like him to be more vain about?
I think Michael is not vain enough in this area.
Which area is this?
His legs, you're telling us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been playing it like it's anything. I wasn't focusing on what the person
his
actually
looks.
said.
Absolutely.
I would tend to agree. Like, you've got a lot of assets going for you, but the looks is the one you've avoided using.
Yeah. I would say that you've definitely, especially since doing the podcast, made progress in this. But I think I've probably said this on the podcast before, at least during times like these double recording days. Mm-hmm. You could really monopolize on your butt. Michael is caked up. And there's been so many times, especially like double podcast days, where like in between Michael will be over on the rug, like stretching out. And like the soccer, there's a whole, like, we're in an era of like butts. Everyone wants we're in a butt era. Mm-hmm. And there's like this guy I follow. I think I've said this exact thing to you. Yeah. This guy, his whole thing is like his butt, and like he's got a great butt, and like he has monetized this. And
it's true, Michael. You could be on OnlyButtz.
Well, no, but like he's like, you could, like to watch you kind of standing around stretching and doing computer stuff with your butt.
The big bootied nerd. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Henry Cavill is making a career off of it right now.
That's true. That's true.
But it's a marvelous asset.
I posted on my Bigger City profile, I put 4 clips of me playing soccer on there.
Oh, yeah.
I think because it's premium, it like shows them as like locked. I never set them to be locked. So if you want to see them, just
you have to have a premium membership to do that, though.
Yeah. But some of them are playing goalkeeper in some very tight pants that show off my ass incredibly well.
There you go.
So dear listener, would you like to see Michael's caked up butt? Trevor, where can they do that?
Bigger City, I guess. We're on Blue Sky and Instagram as @BigFatGayPod. We're on Facebook as the Big Fat Gay Podcast. Leave us 5 stars and review there or on your preferred podcast platform. Support us on Patreon at patreon.com/BigFatGayPod. see the articles we talked about at www.bigfatgaypod.com.
What about OnlyButtz?
OnlyButtz. Maybe you're going on to your parents aren't home and you're on the family computer and you're going on to onlybutts.com and you go to www.onlybutts and it's butts with a Z. Butts
With a Z, of course, it has to be.
And oh no, but it's not with a Z, it's with an S, and you have a virus now. That's all over your computer and your mom's coming home. So
Watch out.